Okay, welcome to the video on how to create a new web application, a new question and answer site through the SmartPath version 2.1 tool. Okay, I am going to go ahead and just jump right into it. This is a web-based application, okay? So this is running through a browser. There's nothing to install or run through your local system. You can just run it on your own intranet. When you purchase the tool, you will get the SQL Server that goes along with it, as well as the ASP.NET application that we're about to walk through here. So let's go ahead and log in. Okay, you can see the main screen here. I am in as an administrative password. I have access level 5. That just means that the site knows that I can do anything. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a new site. We're going to call it Test2. I'm going to go ahead and give it a title. Okay, now the title's been created. The site's been started. Let's go ahead and now we can upload a logo. If you have a custom logo, you can upload it up to 100K. I'm going to go ahead and just stick with the default right there. Okay, now brings us to the style sheet. Same type of thing. If you have a custom style sheet, then you can load that. I'm going to go ahead and just stick with the default that comes with it, so you don't have to do anything if you don't want to. And okay, brings us to the splash page. Now, the splash page is going to be the page that your users will see if you are going to want a secure login where you have users. They'll log in first, and then they'll be directed to your splash page after a precise login. There's also validation built in there too. Or if you are going to build like a questionnaire site or a survey site, something like that, where you don't want to log in, and they'll come directly into your splash page. So this is my splash. You can put any kind of text there; it's unlimited. Okay, and so now we can also choose whether or not we want navigation to be put on our generated site once it's generated for us. I say yes because I think it's nice to have it there. Okay, so now we've already created all that. The site's been started. And now let's go ahead and create some pages. Alright, nothing to code. Remember, it's all just click and throw some text in there. I'm going to create 2 pages. I'm going to say page 1 of 2. It's going to be my first page. It's active. This is a little verbiage part that you can put at the top of each page if you want to. This is my header. You can put instructions or whatever, or you don't have to put anything. I'm going to go ahead and put it. Created it. Now let's go ahead and create a question that we put onto this page. Okay, so let's say, why is the dog barking? Okay, now you can see here, you can create any kind of question that you want. It really doesn't matter. And with each question, you can put an unlimited number of answers. So we just clicked, let's go ahead and put an answer on this thing. It's going to be the first answer. It's all numbered, so we can go ahead and change the number of, the rotation of like how those answers get selected. I want a text box. You can see from the drop down we can choose all sorts of types of answers here. Checkbox, document. They can actually upload a document, text area, what have you. I want a text box. There's some configurable components that we can put in there and say, hey, I want it to only be maximum 25 and make this one like 200 pixels long. There's no value or text that I put on a text box. This could be my answer or my question in a text box. It's active, but I do want validation. So I'm going to say, hey, this thing is required, and you must answer me. I need you to answer this, and that's going to be the error message that we just put in there that the user will see if they try to blow by our question. Okay, so that's done with there. We're done with it. We say we feel good about it. We could add another answer if we wanted to, but there's no real point. So we say we're done with that question. We can add another question if we want to. We can add an unlimited number of questions with an unlimited number of answers. Doesn't matter. So let's just say we're done with it. Okay, great. Page 1 is done. Let's go into page 2. Now you can, of course, create 1,000 pages. It's not going to matter. Renumber them as you see fit, and the system will renumber it. That's a different video, though. I'm not going to put any text at the top. I'm going to go ahead and just create it and say, okay, let's put some questions to it. Question number 1. Where is my car? Alright, let's put an answer to it. And let's make it a drop down. Now, the drop downs are interesting because they're each value and text, they're separated by a comma. The text is what the user will see. The value is what's stored inside SQL Server. So let's go ahead and choose something. Let's say at the mall, home, or a bar. Okay, and I'm just going to copy it and put it in there. So this value here, once the user answers our question, that's what's going to get stored, whichever one that they chose, separated by a comma. That's what's going to be stored inside SQL Server for us. and we're done. We're done with that answer. We're done with the page. We're done with both pages. Okay, we feel pretty good about it. Now we move on. Now this is the chance, since I said yes, I want users to be able to log in. We see this page here that says, okay, you can add users to your site. Now, right there, the download the spreadsheet. I happen to have it open. This is what the download spreadsheet looks like. You have a chance for the user email, name, user security question, and answer. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and upload that particular spreadsheet right there with the one user and give them access to the site. Now, if you are maintaining several sites through the system, you can have as many sites as you want, 10, 20, 30, whatever. You can still use just the one user base. Let's say you have like 100 users. You just give those users the access to your particular sites that you want. So you can limit access, take it away, whatever you want to do. I click next. It's going to upload those users for me, which it just did. I say, okay, things are looking good. Let's go ahead and publish. So we can say, now the system says we can publish to two different locations. We can FTP to a certain server if you want, or you can save it to your file system. I'm running it locally, so I'm going to go ahead and save it to my file system, to my T drive, which is right here, to my TIM directory, which is right here, and I'm going to give it the name, the folder name, which is where the site that's going to be generated is going to live in. It's going to be called test2. There is no test2 here now. Okay, so now watch the magic screen. I say, here we go, we're going to build the test2 site. Now I can also say, if I'm already hooked up to the IIS server that I want to push these generated sites to, I can say, okay, create me a virtual directory, and it will do it, and it'll push the site there. Or create me a website, and it will push the site there. You can even go as far as to say, here's my host header or my subdomain for my site that will access your newly generated web application. But right now, I'm just doing it locally. I just say, don't do anything for it, just go ahead and publish it. And so right now, I click the build site button, and it's actually building code right here. It just built all of this code. Brand new web pages. It has class structure for the different pages. It has everything that we need as if a senior programmer had just built my ASP.NET web application. That's what was just delivered. It's the actual code. Okay, it's not pre-compiled yet. Now, to go even further, I'm going to go ahead and bring up Visual Studio. I'm going to go into the site that we just generated. Okay, this was just made up out of thin air by our SmartPath tool. Here it is, test2. I'm going to go to it. Now, once you generate a web application through the SmartPath tool, it generates code. You get the code. Okay, all of this now completely configurable, given to you as if a senior programmer had just done it. And so what it also does is that it builds this application, and it's runnable right out of the box. So right now I just hit the run button, so I'm going to actually go and run this application. It compiles it, which it just did there, and it's going to run it. It's already hooked up to SQL Server. This application that the SmartPath just generated, the test2 application, is ready to go right off the bat. Hooked up, ready for data. It's ready with users because I uploaded the users. It has everything built and ready to go. So here we go. Remember, the user that we uploaded was tim@test.com, and I'm going to go ahead and log in as that user, and then I'm going to start answering the questions for the pages that we just built. Okay, here's the logo. That was the custom logo. That could have been whatever I wanted. All right, now the first password, since it's a brand new user, is password1 with a capital P. Okay, which the system will recognize. This is a newly generated system. Just recognizes it and says, hey, you have to change your password. So that way everything is secure. All your users have their own passwords and you don't have them, and everything is encrypted. Now I just changed it. The system said, great, everything's done. Welcome to the site. This is our splash page. Remember. This is our first page. We're all done. This is the header right there. Why is the dog barking? Remember, we added validation to that too. So the site that you get here is the same site that is if a senior programmer had built it for you and delivered it to you, and now you can just take it and customize it however you want it to look. Here's where's my car, is at home, bam, and we're done. Okay, and that is the newly generated web application generated through the SmartPath version 2.1 tool. If you have any questions or anything comes up, or you want to see any more automated tools, remember, you can always go to smartpathsolutions.net. Thank you and have a great day.